The chart gives you an E minor 7 flat 5, doesn't it? And the arrangement that I gave you, I had you doing something like this. I had you go, right? You know, the arrangement where I charted out all the chords, right? Or diagrammed them. Let's go up here and play your E minor 7 flat 5. And you'll play it with a hyperextension bar of the index finger. Make sure you're bringing this middle joint of your index finger up above the fretboard. No, more like that. Can you see the angle? How I call it a ski slope. It looks like you come down a ski slope. Yes, yes. Now that does a couple of things. It focuses leverage, or provides leverage for you to clearly get the fifth, fourth, and third strings clear with minimal effort, because you're not concerned about the first string. And also it brings that second and third finger into a more upright posture, and that way you don't risk deadening the third string, right? Because you got to keep that tunnel. So let me see you do this. Go. Well, you're not doing what I'm suggesting. Hyperextend. Take your index finger.
Okay.
Bar strings 5, 4, and 3. Only 5, 4, and 3. Now watch me. Bring your knuckles in toward the neck. See how it's hyperextending? Give me a hard hyperextension. Then put your second and third fingers down in a very upright posture. Move back a fret. Move down a fret. There we go. Now we're on E minor 7 flat 5, right? Is that E minor 7 flat 5? What chord is that? Something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
What chord is this? Play this chord. No, look what... What's the name of that chord?
E7.
E7 what? Flat 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now the reason I did that is to show you two chords that are really close in terms of the fingering. In this chord, you're barring strings 2, 3, and 4 with a hyperextension bar, aren't you? Well, see, you're barring more than you need to.
Okay.
Only bar strings 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. You're on the fifth. There we go.
I see. Yeah, yeah.
Now that's an E7 flat 9, which is frequently linked with the sharp 9, like this. Right? Okay, now do this for me. Move up one fret. Move your bar over so you're focusing on strings 3, 4, and 5. Watch me. And then move your second, your third fingers over, one string each. One string each. See, there you go. It's the same formation. You're just switching. You see what I'm driving at here? When we play chords, frequently it's just moving sections around on different string groups. So here's a perfect example of how, if you know E7 flat 9, what do you have to do to make it E minor 7 flat 5? The 2 and the 3 are still in the same fret on every other string, but you just change your string group. You move your bar over one string group. But see, I don't like what I'm seeing over there because your first finger is flat. You need to, there you go. Now get your third finger more upright and your second finger. Do you feel how you have more leverage? It's easier for you to get the clarity. All right, so this is, and another factor, the reason we're going to do this is you've got to reach out here with your fourth finger to play the A melody note. And again, you can hear how, because I don't have a nail, when I play that chord, my melody's not coming out. So I'm going to have to do a little trick. And just for the record, let's say you're going to play a gig, and all of a sudden you rip a nail off. Do you see how I could then play? I can get my middle finger, which still has a nail, on my melody. So I'll play a roll, rest stroke with my thumb, cover 2. Instead of playing it with a thumb and 3 fingers, I play it with a thumb and 2 fingers, and my thumb's responsible for. And it still works for a roll, you know. And your middle finger is generally your best tone anyway, because that finger's longer, it has more leverage. So here we have, now this is what I'm seeing that is not adhering to my principle. And I don't want to sound so dogmatic about this, but I'm trying to show you how to play with less effort. Maximize your leverage. That means make sure You're underneath the neck and you're getting a good hard hyperextension there. Because when you start doing this business, listen, do you see how I don't have clarity, or I might deaden it? So in advance, got that, right? Now we've covered this a little bit before, it's a bit of a review. I need to get to my 5 chord because the E minor 7 flat 5 is the 2 of the D minor that's coming up in measure 3. Are you with me on that? The E minor 7 flat 5 is the 7 chord in the key of F, correct? All right. So here we have. Now if I just did this, how many voices am I left with? Because I had to move my index finger. You see that? I can't do a roll. Not very well. As soon as I do that, I'm going to lose the 3rd string, right? But what do I end up with? For my A7, I have the root, 5th string open. I have the 2nd string is playing my flat 7, one of my guide tones. And then my 2nd finger gives me this altered dominant sound. It's an A7 flat 9, isn't it? I could have done this. Watch. Instead of playing the E on the 5th string, had I chosen to play the 6th string open E, which is down an octave, I would only have fingered this much. Go ahead and do that. You're not watching me. You're not watching me. Now, listen to what we're doing. We're deleting the 5th string E. So that means I'm going to play this. There you go. So it looks like a little G minor add 9 to a G minor, doesn't it, over an E bass. Now, do I want to do this?
No.
What's wrong? What do I need to do, Professor?
Too much bass.
What do I need to do?
You gotta mute that string.
What string?
The E, the 6th string.
So when I go to play the A, and a couple ways I can do it. I can play the A and quickly come back over with my thumb. Or remember that little technique where you'd come in and the side of your thumb would dampen the 6th string as you planted to play the A. Well, now when I play this, I end up with, I got a little problem, don't I? Because I have in reference to the A bass, I'm on my A7, I now have G minor over A, which is a great flamenco sound. But I need, what chord? A7. The guide tones for the A7 would be the G, which I already have, the flat 7, but now I need the 3. So I have to do this. Watch. Now look what's happening. I've got this B flat and this G sustaining like 2 string players, right? And then I move 2 voices. My bass line goes up a 4th. But at the same time that I play the open A, I'm going to play the C sharp. And I end up with this lovely A7 flat 9. Do you see that? Would you play this for me? I'll play it one time and you grab it. Good. Excellent. All right. That's good.